Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Ravi Tanniru. I'm founder of ProFinTech. We are building the world's most loved financial intelligence platform. We are a deep tech company based out of Hyderabad, Telangana. I would like to thank IFTA for giving us an opportunity and getting us into the finals of today's event. What I thought would make sense is to first show you a glimpse of the product and then quickly jump into how we have thought about the problem statement and how we have built around it. So imagine that you have your enterprise systems, and for far too long we had so many enterprise systems that didn't have the thinking power. The thinking power was always delegated to the world's most best enterprise platform, which is inside all of our heads. What we are trying to build is a thinking power with the enterprise systems. And imagine that this is your own uh, co-pilot. This is pretty much self-serve. You can connect it to your any of your system. This is tested on more than 120 plus enterprise systems. So today, what I'm showing you is Acumatica, which is one of the cloud-based ERPs. This is already connected. You go into the system, you open a very simple chat interface. We think that the future of enterprise systems will be always interactive, chat based, click based frameworks. It's not going to be software training, and it's not going to be code or those kind of things. So this is a very simple yet powerful system for any enterprise use cases, right? You go here, you can type any question. I'm here asking, hey, show me the month-wise sales growth for the year. The magic is done. System is building up within a matter of few seconds, coming back to you in an executive summary. This looks like Chat GPT, if I can use that word, but built completely on your enterprise data. I can also use a small hack where I can just straight away go into any intelligence that I would like to bring up. Now, mind you, this is connected to multiple systems. This is not just a layer on top of ERP. This is connected to your CRM. This is connected to your enterprise system. This could also read documents like PDF documents, Excel sheets, and all, which a lot of finance professionals would like to use. Now, these hacks are pretty fast, where you can actually go ahead and ask a question uh, like, hey, tell me about what is the margin by salesperson, and under a few seconds, it is able to pull up the answers that you need. Uh, so how does the system get so powerful? We believe that, and just some context, right? So if you are a CFO or even a CEO, these are some of the things that you would be thinking constantly. But unfortunately, the reality is something different. You have data and intelligence scattered all over the place. Probably the CFO or the analyst is wasting too much time trying to compile instead of advising the leadership. And this is the risk that we are all well aware of. From a finance co-pilots team, we see them as core opportunities that we are trying to solve for. So what is Finance Copilot all about? It's your own personal AI assistant that can read, that can reason, and that can automate. We are the world's first conversational agent over accounting software. We know that more than 90% of the accounting systems do not provide conversational access. The 10% of the systems that are providing conversational access are only restricted to their system. So if SAP S4 HANA is providing you a conversational access, it is only restricted to SAP. It doesn't connect to Salesforce. It doesn't connect to any other system. We think that this can make any mid-market enterprise to bring a world-class CFO into their team. And our target market is US and India. We are looking at companies between 10 to $150 million. But in reality, we also end up having some large enterprises working with us because they find this very interesting, and they find that there is a fundamental gap with the enterprise systems they're using. A lot of customers ask us, hey, what do you mean by world-class CFO? We think that the world-class CFO can do magic, but world-class CFO can solve real finance problems at scale. So these are some of the use cases that we have been able to solve, and you're also able to see some of the customers that are already using Finance Copilot. Now, as you can see, these are practical financial problems. These are not analytics. So a lot of people confuse that, just because it is bringing up some numbers and charts, this is an analytical system. No, it is not. Yeah, obviously we need to give you intelligence, but it also need to solve real life problems. How is it built? We have taken more than 2.5 years to think through the problem, build it. We are about 15 plus professionals from financial services, fintech, and technology background. We think that the future of enterprise systems would look something like this, what you're seeing on your screen. On the left side is data. You can think of data coming from multiple sources, not just your ERP, but also from your external sources, from banks, from LLMs, from any other source. On the right, you have people. People are not only peoples like CXOs, etc. People are also your vendors. People are also your customers who you have to interact with. Now, there has to be a thinking brain behind every system, and that is what we have done. What you're seeing here is a kind of an agentic orchestration framework. Uh, we use knowledge graphs very extensively. These knowledge graphs have been purpose built for financial use cases. Now, all of you are aware that in finance, we cannot hallucinate, right? In finance, we cannot have inconsistency. So if you build a wrapper around LLMs and just try to give a textbook style of answer, that is not going to solve enterprise use cases. You need to have consistent answers come in question after question repeatedly. That is what this proprietary technology is able to do. I would end the session by saying that we have three clear product IPs. We have our own mathematical algorithms, which are tested across more than 100 plus enterprise data. We have built knowledge graphs for more than 15 plus customers so far. Yeah. And we have our own agentic AI architecture. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.